of Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes is officially underway. And Scott Cohn is here with more. Scott.
Morgan, it's a line that we've heard many times before in white-collar cases. In fact, word for word, the line argued by attorneys for Enron's Ken Lay 15 years ago. Failure is not a crime. This was the most detailed defense yet offered by Elizabeth Holmes' defense attorneys. Lance Wade portraying her as someone who was naive, inexperienced, but taking aim at the biggest thing that the government has to prove, whether Elizabeth Holmes intended to commit fraud. Ms. Holmes made mistakes, but mistakes are not crimes, Wade argued. A failed business does not make a CEO a criminal. He says that Elizabeth Holmes truly did believe in her company. She was all in on Theranos, motivated by its mission, not money, and as evidence, pointing out that while her stake in Theranos was ultimately worth about $4 billion, she never sold a single share of stock. Of course, the government portraying it much differently, saying that Holmes had become desperate by 2013, 10 years after founding the company as a Stanford dropout. And at that point, she turned to lies. This is a case about fraud, about lying and cheating to get money, Assistant U.S. Attorney Robert Leach argued, and saying that the company by that point was burning cash at an alarming rate. Out of time and out of money, Elizabeth Holmes started to lie. Holmes' attorneys claim that her biggest mistake was trusting Sonny Balwani, the former chief operating officer, 19 years her senior, her former boyfriend. They are clearly trying to place blame on him. He has pleaded not guilty and goes on trial separately next year. The government has now called its first witness, Denise Yam. She was a former top financial official at Theranos, as the government tries to prove that Elizabeth Holmes knew full well about Theranos' financial condition and that she was lying about things like the company's device and whether it was being used to perform some of these complex blood tests. In fact, the company was using third-party devices, and that, the government says, is at the heart of this fraud. Guys?
Scott, thanks so much. Fascinating case ongoing, of course.